The cameras flashed. The crowd in Madrid just completely froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a brand new obsession.
I mean, they completely shut the internet down.
Literally. Because for months, everyone had been absolutely screaming this one headline: Tom and Zendaya finally admitted everything.
Right. People were out there analyzing these super blurry photos.
Totally. Decoding stylist interviews,
Yep.
treating a simple gold band like it was, I don't know, the Rosetta Stone or something.
It was intense.
It really was. And then there they were, stepping out of the Four Seasons Hotel. But instead of giving us this perfectly manicured corporate PR statement, they gave us something completely different.
They really gave the world a masterclass in silent narrative control. Like, it wasn't just a red carpet appearance. It was a highly sophisticated deflection strategy, and it was unfolding in real time.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
We are so excited to get into this one today.
Oh, absolutely. And we have a massive stack of sources to get through for today's deep dive. We're pulling from celebrity news timelines, deep fashion breakdowns from W Magazine and Zenify, and also some on-the-ground event coverage from Extra TV and the Express Tribune.
It's a really phenomenal mix of hard news, cultural commentary, and high fashion analysis.
Yeah, and our mission today is really to figure out how this ultimate Gen Z power couple is just completely rewriting the playbook on Hollywood romance. We're going to look at how they balance massive global franchise fame with a fiercely protected private life.
Right, and crucially, how they use high fashion to literally control their own story.
Okay, let's unpack this. But before we do, I want you, the listener, to just imagine something for a second. Just imagine navigating the absolute most vulnerable moments of your own romantic life. The awkward beginnings, the arguments, the big milestones.
Right, all of it.
All of it, while literally millions of people try to analyze and dissect your every single move.
It is a level of psychological pressure that is frankly hard for most of us to even comprehend. Like, when a normal person makes a mistake in a relationship, the fallout is confined to their immediate circle.
Yeah, totally.
But when a global icon does it, I mean, it drives international news cycles. So to understand the sheer brilliance of their recent red carpet return in Madrid, we really have to rewind. We have to look at the foundational architecture of this bond.
Yeah, we're going all the way back to 2016 because they first met during a chemistry read for Spider-Man Homecoming. And for years, they insisted they were just close friends.
Just friends, yeah.
Right? They were doing these massive global press tours, deflecting dating rumors left and right. So they essentially built the foundation of their relationship entirely out of the public eye.
Which is absolutely vital context.
Yeah.
Zendaya actually gave a really poignant reflection on this in a 2024 British Vogue interview.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah, she talked about the psychological whiplash of how rapidly his life changed. She noted that one day he was just, a kid at the pub with his friends. And literally the next day, he's Spider-Man. He becomes a piece of global intellectual property overnight.
Well, and she already had a career going from her Disney days, right?
Yeah.
So she understood the machinery of Hollywood. But for him, it was this sudden, violent explosion of fame.
Exactly.
You can see how they formed this quiet, supportive bubble to survive it. But then the massive shift happened. July 2021.
The paparazzi photos.
Yes, the paparazzi photographed them kissing in a car in Los Angeles at a red light. And suddenly, the relationship was forced out of the bubble and into the public domain.
It was a brutal point of no return for them.
The way I think about it, it's honestly like a shattered fishbowl. For 5 years, they'd carefully built this private sanctuary, this beautiful, protected little ecosystem where they could just be two young people figuring out who they were.
Right.
And then, smash. The glass breaks, the water is leaking out everywhere, and suddenly their most intimate reality is up for public consumption.
That analogy perfectly captures the trauma of that moment, because the shattering of that fishbowl fundamentally altered their entire trajectory.
Yeah, they learned a harsh lesson.
They really did. They learned that the tabloid industry will take whatever access is given and then immediately demand more. If you surrender an inch of your privacy, they monetize the entire narrative.
And so they built a fortress.
Yeah.
But, that strict perimeter faced its absolute ultimate stress test over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even the wildest part. Wait until you hear what happened when their inner circle started leaking information.
Yeah, the pressure cooker really started whistling in late 2024.
Right, so late 2024, they got engaged over the holidays. This was actually confirmed by his father, Dominic Holland, and even referenced by their Spider-Man co-star, Jacob Batalon.
Right, it was coming from multiple sides.
Yeah, and then at the January 2025 Golden Globes, she debuts this stunning Jessica McCormack cushion-cut diamond ring. I mean, the internet obviously lost its collective mind.
Totally. But the moment that truly set the internet on fire, the real catalyst for this whole narrative shift, happened in March 2026 at the Actor Awards.
Oh my gosh, this was wild. Zendaya's longtime stylist and incredibly close friend, Law Roach, is doing red carpet interviews, right?
Yeah.
And he casually teases to Access Hollywood. He goes, "The wedding has already happened, you missed it." And then he drops it, smiles, and just walks away.
Which is an incredibly explosive thing to say on a live red carpet.
Okay, but I have to push back on the official narrative here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Look at the sequence of events. Are we really supposed to believe that Law Roach, a veteran stylist, a master of image creation, who meticulously controls every visual narrative for his clients, just accidentally slipped up to a reporter?
You think it was planned?
I mean, this screams of a genius, highly calculated PR move by the couple's inner circle. It relieves the pressure of people constantly asking, when is the wedding, without the couple ever having to issue a formal statement.
Okay, but I'm not so sure I buy the master manipulator theory on this specific moment.
Really? Why not?
Just look at Law Roach's personality. He is notoriously unfiltered. He does not read from a corporate script. So it is entirely plausible that after fielding the exact same invasive question for the 50th time that month, he just got agitated, snapped at a reporter with a sarcastic comment, and walked away.
I guess.
Like, it could have just been a moment of frustration, not a boardroom strategy.
I hear that. But if it was just a moment of frustration, why didn't their publicists immediately issue a correction?
Well, that's fair.
Right. And why did Law double down a few weeks later at the Oscars? He was laughing and telling reporters, "I said what I said."
Yeah, he definitely leaned into it.
And then, perfectly timed, she steps out wearing a simple gold band. And in an April interview with the New York Times, she refuses to confirm the marriage, stating they want to preserve things for ourselves so that we can maintain that joy.
Which is such a powerful statement.
It is. She only confirmed that the viral wedding photos circulating online were AI-generated fakes. So, I don't know, the machinery behind this is just too flawless to be a pure accident. I think they used him as a human shield.
Which actually raises an important question, because when you string the events together like that, the timeline does suggest a coordinated pivot.
Right.
Let's analyze that concept she mentioned, the preservation of joy, and how it actually functions as a media strategy.
Okay.
When a celebrity couple issues a joint PR statement on Instagram saying, "We are thrilled to announce we are married," they are officially inviting the public into their union. They are basically filing paperwork with the court of public opinion.
Oh, yeah. They don't owe us the paperwork.
Precisely. By refusing to issue that statement, they maintain absolute ownership of their reality. It creates a massive PR buffer.
So having the stylist drop the news physically protects the couple.
It starves the beast. It creates an intermediary. Law Roach gets to be the lightning rod for the gossip, while the couple remains untouched. They get to protect the actual emotional core of their relationship.
And if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed because we've got even crazier stories ahead.
We really do.
So here's where it gets really interesting. Because this profound desire to protect their joy perfectly explains their highly strategic, almost elusive behavior at public events leading up to this summer.
Yeah, they were everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Exactly. And that refusal to give the public what they want explains a really weird moment that happened in Paris last month.
Right, at the premiere of her A24 film.
Yes, both of them are in the city for the premiere of the drama. Now, if they are so happy, why was he actively hiding from a red carpet?
Right, Alphonse caught footage of him sneaking in.
Yeah, he was sneaking in to support her from the sidelines. They were seen holding hands outside their hotel earlier, greeting fans, but he actively refused to take the spotlight at the actual event.
To understand that, we really have to look at the different ecosystems they operate in. Like, A24 is an independent studio known for prestige, auteur-driven cinema. It's about artistry.
And he's Marvel.
Right. Tom carries the gravitational pull of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, literally the biggest blockbuster franchise in history. If he walks that red carpet with her, the headline the next morning isn't "Zendaya shines in gritty indie film."
It's Spider-Man supports Zendaya.
Exactly. He inherently understands his own massive footprint, and he actively avoids eclipsing her professional moment.
Which she actually talked about. He told Men's Health in January 2025, if we go together, it's about us, meaning the work just completely disappears.
Yeah, and she echoed the exact same sentiment in an interview magazine chat with Robert Pattinson. She emphasized that maintaining boundaries between what she shares and what she keeps for herself is crucial for both her professional and personal survival.
It's so smart.
It is. What's fascinating here is what cultural commentators from our sources, like Xenify, are calling the architecture of a modern Hollywood marriage.
The architecture, I like that.
Let's contrast this with the history of celebrity PR. If you looked back at classic celebrity power couples, think of old Hollywood or the early 2000s with Bennifer or Brangelina, they weaponized their romances.
Yeah, the relationship was the product.
Yes.
Yeah.
They exploited their relationships to sell movie tickets, to land magazine covers, to build a massive joint brand. But the Holland Colemans are playing to a Gen Z audience that is deeply cynical about over-curated, in-your-face PR romances.
Right, because Gen Z views oversharing as inauthentic.
Exactly. So this couple is treating their marriage as an institution that is entirely separate from their work. They deliberately starve the media of those viral couple moments precisely so their individual artistry isn't swallowed whole.
They just don't want to be a joint brand. But then, right after establishing all these rules, they break them. Later in the episode, we'll talk about the massive visual twist nobody saw coming in Madrid. Because after 2 full years of dodging the joint spotlight,
Starving the media.
right, strictly separating their careers,
Yeah.
they finally stepped back onto the red carpet together. And the way they pulled it off was just staggering.
It was a masterstroke of visual communication.
Right.
Because it was finally their joint property.
Right. Monday, June 15, 2026, they make their first joint red carpet appearance since October 2024. And crucially, their first public appearance as a rumored married couple.
The anticipation was off the charts.
It was insane. This happened at the Four Seasons Hotel in Madrid for a photo call promoting Spider-Man, Brand New Day.
The 38th MCU movie.
Yes, and the plot itself is so intense. Peter Parker is fighting crime alongside Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner in a world that has completely forgotten who Peter is. So the stakes for the film are astronomically high. But the fashion at this Madrid premiere, it was an absolute masterclass in method dressing.
Let's pause and actually define the mechanics of method dressing because it sounds like actor jargon.
Yeah, what does that actually mean?
It is essentially when an actor's wardrobe subtly reflects the themes or characters of the project they are promoting. But in this context, it functions as a media mechanism, a decoy.
Wait, how do clothes act as a decoy?
Think about how a magazine editor or a social media manager operates. They are desperate for clicks. Usually you get clicks with a scandalous quote about a secret marriage, but if you provide an image that is so visually spectacular, so intricate and on theme, the photograph itself becomes the viral asset.
Oh, wow, so the clothes become the headline.
Exactly. It completely overrides the demand for a verbal confession.
So they literally feed the visual beast.
W Magazine broke down the exact look, and it is brilliant. Zendaya steps out wearing a black Christian Cowan Fall 2026 strapless dress.
Oh, the fringe on that dress.
Yes, it has this intensely structured corseted bodice, and it flows into this asymmetrical fringe skirt. And the way the fringe moved when she walked, it deliberately evoked the rapid swishing movement of spider legs.
It's so thematic without devolving into a literal costume. Right, and she grounded the look with her absolute staple, which is the black leather 120mm Christian Louboutin. So Kate pumps.
Which Law Roach has been putting her in for red carpets since, 2017.
Exactly. But the signature scarlet red soles of those Louboutins, that was a deliberate nod to Spider-Man Red. And Tom didn't just show up in a standard tux either.
No, he did not.
It was in sharp black Prada tailoring. But underneath the jacket, he wore a bright Spider-Man red shirt. The color blocking was just flawless.
And their body language was entirely unguarded, like he was caught on video winking at her, holding her hand.
They looked so comfortable.
They really did. And they have to keep this energy up because they are about to face a massive gauntlet. They have another joint global press tour for Christopher Nolan's epic fantasy, The Odyssey, which drops July 17th.
Yeah, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our coverage of that, because it's going to be wild.
Yeah.
But I look at their Madrid wardrobe as an armor of high fashion.
Armor of high fashion, that's good.
Right, because they know every reporter in that press line wants to scream, "Are you married? Show us the ring." But by leaning so hard into the method dressing, they created a massive deflection strategy. They fed the public's hunger, they gave the internet the viral photos they craved, but they didn't have to answer a single invasive question about their private lives.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this appearance is the ultimate proof that they have graduated. They are no longer the teenage co-stars trying to figure out how to survive fame.
Definitely not.
They are an established, sophisticated industry powerhouse. They inherently understand that in 2026, a single photograph can drive global digital trends and absolutely dominate the news cycle.
Yeah, so they use their style as their ultimate publicist. The clothing does all the talking, so their voices can remain silent.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for us? Let's bring this back to you listening right now.
Yeah.
Look, you are probably not fending off aggressive paparazzi in Los Angeles, and you probably don't have an elite stylist picking out your armor for work.
Probably not.
But there is such an immense relatable power in what they are doing. There is power in setting boundaries. There is power in deciding to, as she put it, preserve your joy. You get to decide exactly how much of your personal life, your relationships, and your inner world you owe to the outside world.
Whether that's your coworkers asking prying questions, or your extended family, or just your social media followers.
Right.
We live in a culture that practically demands oversharing as a form of social currency. Choosing to keep things for yourself to maintain a private sanctuary is almost an act of modern rebellion.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating thought to ponder. Because we are living in an era where AI can fake a wedding photo in 3 seconds. We are living under constant, suffocating social media surveillance. So are we entering a new era of celebrity where the traditional PR statement is just officially dead?
It really makes you wonder.
Will the ultimate status symbol for future power couples simply be total, unbreakable silence, forcing the public to decode the truth solely through the armor of their fashion choices?
It certainly seems like the fishbowl has been replaced by a fortress, and the only glimpses inside are the ones they carefully, deliberately design.
A fortress of high fashion. You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.